After 50, something changes. People stop asking, how big is the house? And start asking, how does this place make me feel every day? And that shift is bigger than most people realize. And it's not about downsizing, it's about rebalancing. And there's a misconception that after 50, people just want less. Less space, less responsibility, less cost. And frankly, as a realtor, broker, that's not what I see. What I see is people wanting better alignment, better rhythm, and a better daily life. And it's not about shrinking, it's about refining. And what actually starts to matter is, here's what becomes more important. It's not status, it's not impressiveness, it's not being the hottest zip code. What matters more is ease and access, quiet, walkability, predictability, and people just want their days to be smoother, quite frankly. They want, the people that I've worked with, people want community over chaos, myself included. After 50, the word community kind of changes meaning. It's no longer about networking and visibility and climbing. It's about familiar faces. It's knowing your neighbors and feeling safe walking in the evening. It's having places that feel welcoming, businesses. And there's just a deep desire for balance, for belonging. It's not a buzz. It's not all the hype and all the chaos that goes on in some of the areas that people live in, especially in the bigger cities like Dallas and Fort Worth. But time becomes the new currency after 50. And here's something powerful. After 50, time feels different. It's not infinite, as we know, and it becomes intentional. And so people start asking, how much of the time do I spend or have I spent in traffic? How much energy does this place take away from me? And how much do I actually use what I'm paying for? And when that daily life feels unnecessarily complicated, it becomes super noticeable and it kind of creeps up on you. And health and environment matter more. Another shift that I see is people want access they're more focused on their health. So they want access to walking trails, to parks, to outdoor space. They want wellness options, whether that means not having to drive 45 minutes to a doctor. They want clean, calm surroundings. They don't want all the garbage that they see out on the streets and just that big city living. It's not for image, it's more for sustainability. They're thinking long term. When you start getting after 50, can you see yourself thriving in your current position 10 years from now? And that's a different lens that you're looking through than when you were 30 years old or even 40. Hey, quick pause. If you are thinking about relocating to Flower Mound, I've put together a relocation guide for you that's going to make things a whole lot easier. Inside, you're going to find top neighborhoods, school info, commute details, and spots that the locals actually love to go to, shopping and restaurants. It's designed to help you feel not so overwhelmed, which relocation is always an overwhelming process. So grab your free copy. It's on the link below, and let's make your next move a smooth one. But, people after 50, this is what surprises people. It's about space, but it's about intentional space. So after 50, many people still want space. No question about it. They just don't want unused space. You might have grown children or grandchildren, and yes, you still need the space. But they want rooms that are going to get used, maybe an office, maybe a living room, maybe a front room. They want layouts that make sense. When you are in your 30s and 40s, it made sense. But now that you're after 50, the whole situation of a floor plan changes. Layouts that make sense, outdoor areas that invite them outside. Now, of course, it gets really hot here in Texas, but, there's still a lot of times of the year where you want to be outside. And you want a home that feels manageable and not overwhelming. And it's about living well and not maintaining excess. And that's what it is. This is why places like Flower Mountain, Plano, Frisco, moving out to East Texas somewhere to, a smaller community, Sulphur Springs. This is why people start to evaluate the communities through this lens. It's not because it's flashy necessarily, and it's not because it's trendy, but because it offers, calm without isolation. Most of these suburbs have great infrastructure now. You have access to things without the congestion. I mean, of course, you're going to have certain times of the day where traffic's going to be heavier during rush hour and, if school's letting out and stuff like that. But, neighborhoods, they're looking for neighborhoods that feel established, nice trees, nice streets. They want a pace that feels more sustainable. And it's not about escaping life. Don't get me wrong. It's about choosing what you want and how you want to structure your life going forward. And the bigger truth is that after 50, people don't just want a house. They want a place that supports where they are now and where they're going to be in 10 to 20 years. They want a place that doesn't demand constant energy, that's exhausting to maintain. They want a place where the weekdays feel good and the weekends feel good. And that shift is incredibly healthy. And it's not slowing down, it's living more intentionally. And if you're at this stage, asking deeper questions where you live, that's not a crisis, it's clarity. And choosing a community that fits your chapter could be one of the most important decisions you ever make. I'm Chris with Realty. I'll see you next time.